The latest headlines in the Ivy League, covered through exclusive interviews right now. From campus to campus, go around the Ancient Eight with Brian Seltzer, Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network. Basketball.
Into the winter sports season, full swing on Around the Ancient Eight, starting this week in New York City, Morningside Heights with Jerry Recco, who broadcasts Columbia men's basketball games for Sideline Pass. Jerry, Columbia had a 4-game winning streak snapped on Tuesday. Loyola Maryland got him at the buzzer. But big picture, this team off to a 4-2 start despite having really not a whole lot of time to deal with some major adversity that arrived in October. What's impressed you the most about how Columbia's handled its business so far?
Just the way they've played in general. The 2 losses to Stony Brook and last night, just a couple of points. They've won games playing really good defensive basketball. Their rebounding has been tremendous. It's been team rebounding. Isaac Cohen has done what he does. That's pretty much everything. Kyle Castlin has come in as a freshman and really impressed. And then you've got, Matt O'Rowe, who is just tremendous. Last night, in the loss to Loyola Maryland on Tuesday, he made every shot in the book, Brian. And, they were down 9 points with about 2.5 to go, and he single-handedly carried them back. A big shot by Isaac Cohen as well. They ultimately lost. But it's about what this team is. It's good team basketball. They play good fundamental basketball, and they're fun to watch.
Coming up later this month, Jerry, Columbia at Kentucky on December the 10th, at UConn on December the 22nd. How is the program viewing these opportunities against the 2 teams that were in the NCAA championship final last year?
They look at it as an opportunity. Just a couple of years ago, they went to Villanova and won on the road in Philadelphia in a game that no one thought they could win. I'm not saying they're going to go beat Kentucky, but I think they'll go play well. I think these games are good. I think you learn something about yourself in these games. I remember Columbia played at Syracuse in Joe Jones's final year, and the thing we learned about them was that they were resilient. They lost the game by 20-plus points, but they got down quickly, but they never quit on the game, and I thought that was a good learning process for them that night. Games like this are good, and they also get you battle-tested for when the Ivy League season comes, because if you can play Kentucky and UConn well, why can't you play well at Penn, or why can't you play well at Yale or at Harvard? So I think these are good growing games for the team.
Jerry Recco of Sideline Pass, appreciate a few minutes.
Thanks, Brian. Anytime.
Sticking with hoops and heading up to Hanover, New Hampshire. Dartmouth women's basketball. It's been an amazing start to the season under second-year head coach Belle Koklanis. Dartmouth already 1 win shy of its entire total from all of last year. Brett Franklin announces games for Big Green Insider. Brett, what's allowed Dartmouth to get going in this way?
Really, so far, it's been the stellar play of sophomore Fanny Sabo and junior Lakin Rowland, but it's also been who steps up after those two, and whether it's Milicia Toskovic or Amber Mixon, and also getting bench help. This year, they've been able to get that through the first 5 games of the season. As Coach Koklanis will tell you, it's been the defense as well, and that's what will probably propel this team moving forward is their defense and hopefully leading to good offense.
A road-heavy start to the season for the Dartmouth Big Green continues this weekend. They open up a 4-game trip. Brett Franklin on the call for Dartmouth women's basketball this season. For Big Green Insider, Brett, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Ice hockey.
We remain in the 603 on campus with Dartmouth and close it out this week with men's ice hockey. And what a moment it must have been for the Big Green on Sunday versus number 1 Boston University. It was a 2-0 shutout win, the first win for Dartmouth over the nation's top team since 2002. Chris Garrett had the call on Big Green Insider. Chris, take us through the whole experience at Thompson Arena on Sunday.
Well, I've been doing the games here at Thompson since about 2007, and I've got to tell you, I don't think, honestly, I have seen a better game. A couple of years ago, Dartmouth ended up beating Yale when they were the number 2 team in the nation, but this one definitely trumped that one. Not only to beat the number 1 team in the nation, of course, the BU Terriers, but to shut them out in our own barn by a score of 2-0 was probably something I've never experienced before, probably will never experience again. And it's losing my voice by the end of the second period.
That is awesome. Dartmouth has an opportunity to make it 5 wins in 6 games coming up this weekend on the road at Quinnipiac and then on the road versus the Princeton Tigers in an Ivy League game. Chris Garrett, you can hear him all season long on Big Green Insider for Dartmouth men's hockey. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Around the Ancient Eight. To stay up to date on everything Ivy League athletics, be sure to head to ivyleaguesports.com.
This has been Around the Ancient Eight, highlighting headlines from the Ivy League. Check out new episodes premiering Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network.